President Bola Tinubu commissions projects in Borno before proceeding to Bauchi and Lagos State. Peter Obi accused federal government of altering laws passed by the National Assembly. 3,391 new soldiers of the Nigerian Army formally inducted at the Nigerian Army, Oshobo, as Governor Ademola Adeleke hails Army for his education. And on the foreign scene, United States Justice Department releases some Eastern files with heavy reductions. Good evening. This is News at 7 on West Spring Television. My name is Tomilola Daniel Adejuwon. The President Bola Tinubu on Saturday visited Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, to commission projects executed by Governor Babagana Zulum. President Tinubu commissioned schools, electric vehicles, and other projects carried out by Zulum in collaboration with the federal government. On Friday, Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, said President Tinubu will begin a 3-state visit to Borno, Bauchi, and Lagos on Saturday. He said the President will also attend the wedding ceremony of Sadiq Sharif, son of Ali Mudu Sharif, the former governor of Borno. From Maiduguri, the President will move to Bauchi to condole with the state government and the family of Dahiru Bauchi, the late Muslim cleric, leader of the Tijaniya Muslim Brotherhood, who died on November 27. After the condolence visit, President Tinubu will leave for Lagos, where he will spend the upcoming Christmas and end-of-year holidays. The President is expected to attend several engagements in the city, including 7 as the guest of honor at the Eyo Festival scheduled for December 27. The Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi has accused the federal government of altering laws passed by the National Assembly before they were gazetted. Allegations stem from recent concerns raised in the House of Representatives over discrepancies in the gazetted versions of the 4 Tax Reform Acts signed by President Bola Tinubu. In a statement posted on his X handle on Saturday, Obi described the development as a migration from padded budget to forged laws. He said the discrepancies between what the legislature approved and what was published as law undermined constitutional governance and erodes public trust. Obi alleged that there are unapproved insertions in the recently enacted tax reform laws, including a mandatory 20% deposit requirement for tax-related court appeals, provisions for asset sales without judicial oversight, and powers granting tax authorities the right to arrest citizens. Obi described these additions as outrageous, coercive measures that directly affect taxpayers' rights and access to justice. The former Anambra State Governor demanded full disclosure of the versions passed by the National Assembly, signed by the President, and eventually gazetted. He called for leadership rooted in due process, transparency, and accountability, warning that no nation can progress while laws are manipulated. The Vice President Kashim Shettima says President Bola Tinubu's scorecard is enough to secure him a re-election in 2027. Speaking at the National Executive Council meeting of the All Progressives Congress APC at the State House Conference Center in Abuja, the Vice President said elections are not won on social media. He noted that anybody who is running against President Tinubu in 2027 is only planning to lose because the President's experience and leadership record places him ahead of other contestants. He, however, noted that Nigeria is practicing democracy and everybody is free to contest elections. The Vice President added that the APC is heading into the next general election with ample confidence.
Politics reward memory, and today, memory must begin with gratitude. Before we speak of mass and might, we must acknowledge the singular role of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in building the very culture of opposition that brought us here. Long before power came calling, he stood when it was unfashionable to stand, organized when it was dangerous to organize, and create democracy when silence was safer. Nigeria's opposition did not survive by accident. It survived because one man refused to surrender the political space. Let me say this plainly and with a smile. The APC is fortunate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not in opposition today. He's the kind of fighter you pray never stands across the ring from you twice. His experience is not just history, it is the armor of this party, forged in resistance, sharpened by survival, and perfected by victory. In 2015, we won 21 states because Nigerians believed in change and because our coalition was disciplined.
The security, 3,391 new soldiers of the Nigerian Army were formally inducted on Saturday at the Nigerian Army, Osogbo, Bauchi State capital, marking the first ever personnel parade since the depot's establishment. The acting director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Opolonia Enele, made this known in a statement on Saturday in Abuja. Speaking at the event, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waide Shaibu, charged the recruits to uphold the highest standards of discipline, professionalism, courage, and patriotism as they commenced their military careers. Highlighting the nation's evolving security challenges, Shaibu urged the soldiers to draw strength from their training and act with hope for success rather than fear of failure when confronting adversity. He reassured them of the Army's unwavering support under a soldier-first policy. In his remarks, the Governor Demola Adeleke of Bauchi State lauded the Nigerian Army for its dedication to national security and ongoing operations against banditry and kidnapping, urging the recruits to serve as steadfast custodians of peace and stability. The parade concluded with a formal induction of the soldiers, officially marking the start of their service to the nation. Similarly, the Nigerian Air Force NAF has graduated 1,296 recruits at the passing out parade of Basic Military Training Course 45/2025, marking their formal transition from civilian life into trained airmen and airwomen of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Reviewing the parade, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Neke, described the ceremony as a defining milestone for both the graduate and the service, noting that the operational effectiveness of the NAF is fundamentally anchored on the quality, discipline, and professionalism of its personnel. He noted that the successful completion of the 6-month training program aligns with its philosophy of enhancing and sustaining a highly motivated, professional, and mission-ready force capable of delivering decisive air power in synergy with surface forces for the realization of national security objectives. Air Marshal Oneke underscored the strategic importance of the Military Training Center, describing it as a cradle of military excellence in the Nigerian Air Force in shaping disciplined, professional, and mission-ready personnel. He further reminded the graduates that they are joining the service at a time of complex security challenges, including terrorism, banditry, and other asymmetric threats. In Ondo State, the police command has arrested a man identified as Nwabali for allegedly shooting police officers at a checkpoint in Ipele, Owo, local government area of the state. The suspect was said to be among 3 men who carried out the attack. 2 police officers and a woman sustained injuries during the incident. A statement issued by the police public relations officer of the command, Abayomi Jimo, said the suspect will be charged in court upon the conclusion of investigations. According to the PPRO, the incident underscores the effectiveness of ongoing policing reforms and enhanced operational strategies championed by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. The police spokesman added that efforts were ongoing to arrest the remaining perpetrators and bring them to justice. As part of activities marking its 38th anniversary, the Segun Aino Foundation today organized end-of-the-year fun fair for children in Oton, Ayebaju, Osun State. The event saw hundreds of children gather at the SAF Center to celebrate the foundation's remarkable feat. Toby Sanusi was there and now reports.
With joy and felicitations, children in Otayi Baju, Osun State gathered at the SAF Center for the end-of-the-year fun fair of the Segun Aina Foundation. During the event, the children engaged in different game activities, including tug-of-war, dancing competition, quiz, among others. The highlight of the fun fair was the arrival of Santa Claus, who came bearing gifts for the children. While expressing their excitement, some of the children, like Pelumi Akintunde, Amudat Adeniyi, and Ayomide Olatunji, appreciated the Segun Aina Foundation for what they described as kind gesture.
We are here for 30th Aina Foundation Children of the Year Fun Fair. I'm really enjoying myself with the fun, with the gift they give us. Thank you, and Segun Aina Foundation. Yes, I enjoy myself very well. We play games, we do so many things. Thank you, Segun Aina Foundation.
I came to celebrate at South Center Foundation area at Otayi Baju, Osun State. I really enjoy myself for these parties. I play together with the children. Thank you, sir, ma. Thank you, sir, Foundation, for this party.
In his address, the Obamila of Otayi Baju, Chief Michael Ogunwole, commended the Segun Aina Foundation for extending love towards the less privileged children, while urging other private organizations to emulate the gesture.
The initiative is very good. It started 30 years ago, and it's still strong. It's still waxing strong. I want to appeal to the generality of the public in this environment, so that those who have capacity to do this type of thing or more than it should come forward to help the less privileged children in the community.
Similarly, a representative of the Osun State Ministry of Women Affairs, Children and Social Welfare, Adebo Ali Rufai, says the ministry has been in partnership with the Segun Aina Foundation for the developmental initiatives it facilitates, adding that such programs during the youth-out season is an expression of love that must be promoted in the society.
This initiative is a welcome one because government cannot do it alone. We need collaborative effort of those people who are philanthropists from our society that will come together and see to the betterment of the life of ordinary citizenry. So I can, employ them to do more because this is their 30th anniversary of discharging this duty to the people of this environment.
While speaking on the initiative, the programs officer of the Segun Aina Foundation, Iyanolu Ogundipe, says the goal is to extend welfareism to the children in Otayi Baju. She added that the foundation has been organizing the children's fun fair for over a decade ago.
So the foundation is focused on youth empowerment. We have all-round youth empowerment like scholarship. We give scholarship support to indigenous students, and we also do vocational skill training, and we do health outreaches, and we also organize activities for children, just like the one we are currently doing today. The fun fair for children in Otayi Baju here has been going on for the past, I'll say, more than a decade now. And this is focused on indigenous students. It's a time of the year to bring together these children to come and have a good and nice experience outside the classroom and to also make them feel among.
Founded in 1999 by Dr. Segun Aina, the Segun Aina Foundation is a non-profitable organization committed to advancing education and youth development across Nigeria. The Children End of the Year Fun Fair is part of the activities to commemorate the foundation's 30 years of impact. Toby Sanusi, Western Spring Television News.
Amnesty International has condemned the alleged brutal assault on the serving councillor of Shamaki Ward, Abdurrahman Abubakar Sharif, by senior special assistant to the governor of Gombe State, describing the incident as a troubling sign of growing impunity and political repression in the state. In a statement, the human rights group said the assault occurred on Monday, December 15, at about 4 p.m. to the federal low-cost area of Gombe Metropolis. According to Amnesty International, the councillor was attacked after being accused of criticizing the chief of staff to the governor. Amnesty International noted that a viral video of the incident shows the governor's aide and driver to the chief of staff repeatedly slapping and kicking the councillor while issuing threats of further violence. The rights group warned that repeated attacks and intimidation allegedly carried out by political appointees and agents of the Gombe State government under Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya have created what it described as a toxic climate of fear across the state. Calling for accountability, Amnesty International urged Nigerian authorities to immediately investigate the incident and ensure that those responsible and prosecuted in line with the law. Meanwhile, the Director General of Press Affairs at Gombe Government House, Ismaila Bisili, said the government was concerned about what it described as sweeping conclusions and unfounded generalizations in Amnesty International's statement. In Borno State, the government has suspended the 3 environmental consultancy firms for their negligence and culpability in the alleged acid battery pollution from the closed-use lead acid battery recycling companies in the Ogijo area of the state. The Commissioner for Environment, Ola Oresoya, announced their suspension during a review meeting of the process audit of the closed companies at the conference room of the Ministry of Environment, State Secretariat, Oke Muson, Abeokuta. Environmental consultancy firms include Vine North Limited, Core Environmental Services Limited, and SAAG Chemicals Nigeria Limited. According to the Commissioner, the 3 environmental consultancy firms that were attached to the ULAB companies were found culpable during the audit process. He noted that the audit had confirmed that some of the pollution abatement devices that were supposed to be installed by these companies were not installed because the consultancy firms were deficient in reporting the current situation of the companies to the state government, thereby showing professional negligence. He added that the Federal Ministry of Environment and the National Environmental Standard and Enforcement Agency, NESREA, have been notified of the decision of the state government to suspend their operations in the state until they exonerate themselves. A non-governmental organization under the auspices of New Initiative for Social Development through its Act Niger project has synthesized community members in Obaile, Akure Northern Government Area of Ondo State on social protection programs and government interventions. The community outreach themed empowering communities through awareness brought together community stakeholders, government representatives, and social protection officials to deepen grassroots understanding of social welfare programs provided by the federal and Ondo State government. Speaking at the event, NISD's Monitoring and Evaluation Manager, Shegun Ojo, said the outreach was designed to improve community members' knowledge of social protection interventions and encourage wider dissemination of information at the grassroots. Also speaking, the National Orientation Agency officer in charge of Akure Northern Government, Ajayi Johnson, commended the organizers for bringing government policies closer to the people, urging community members to take ownership of public assets such as roads, markets, transformers, and solar-powered boreholes. On the spot, Project Monitoring and Evaluation Officer for the State Operation Coordinating Unit of the National Social Safety Net Project in Ondo State, Iwayemi Oluwasomi, said the State Social Register was established to ensure that government interventions reach the poorest and most vulnerable households, following lessons learned from elder programs that failed to achieve the intended impact.
The advantage of this awareness creation for the community is it's going to enhance their knowledge. It's going to help them to also spread the good news to some other community members that are not participating in this outreach, because by the time they are going back home from this outreach, their knowledge would have been enhanced about some of the social protection interventions going on within their own community. And this makes them be like a change agent in their own communities to spread the good news about social protection interventions that are ongoing in their communities provided by both the federal government and the state government in Ondo State.
We are so happy to this kind of program that brought all the stakeholders together so that we'll be able to talk to the people about the program of the federal government there's a lot of goodies that this present administration has already rolled out. That you heard what the cabinet has just said. That this is the first time I even hear that there is a social program that is going on. But I believe that this outreach will give the room for the Bailey community to know much about the government policies and programs. There is a lot. There is one even going on now that I would still like to tell these people about the federal government student loans, which people are running away from taking. They are afraid because they don't even know the ruminant of this loan, which is very easy.
Is to come and create awareness about the mandate of our organization. And that mandate is the establishment of a single social register for the state. You will agree with me that before now, there have been various interventions by government. We can start to name them, like NAPEP program and so very many other interventions of government to alleviate the suffering of the populace. Government, we are quite sure they have their goodwill to make life meaningful.
To come, 12 people killed and 2 others injured in a road crash along the Ejule and Enugu Highway in Bauchi State. We will bring you more on this when we return. Stay with us.